Alright guys, I just wanted to show you, here's the screen setup for the Pong game, and we've created our first script, and it's for the right and left racket. Okay, I know this because when I go to the hierarchy of my game objects, basically everything that's in your game, I'm looking and click on right, racket left, racket right, and at the bottom I can see the move racket script's been added. Okay, so when you double click on the script, because the script's also going to be in your project panel, and if I double click that, and I will automatically open in Monodevelop. Okay, Monodevelop is your scripting coding editor that is built into Unity. So these codes are basically essentially your directions for behaviors that your game pieces are going to, basically act out, okay, in your game. So you're giving your game objects, which are your assets, which are what you've imported, like your racket, your walls, um, your dotted lines that you can see in your project panel. The hierarchy, these are your, basically these are what are in play in your scene. And the scene is just like your building stage area for your game. Your game panel right here allows you to preview your game to see how it's going to behave. All right. So going back to Monodevelop, I just wanted to cover over like how the scripting kind of works. This is the default that shows up in when you open up Monodevelop in your script. And these three lines of code are basically like Unity uses C# coding language. C# is a specific type of coding language that has certain rules. There's lots of different types of coding language like JavaScript, C++, Python, and others, and plus many more. Okay, Unity goes ahead and says we are using system collections using system.collections.generic semicolon using Unity engine semicolon. If you think about it, it's like they're like your school libraries. So if I say the first one, because this gives you access to what type of scripts you can use in Unity. Because of those three that are already pre-written, it's telling the program, I am going to use coding from these three libraries. So if I think about the first one, and this is just an analogy, just trying to break it down and make it relatable, like say system.collection semicolon is a, say, Liberty County High School library there. Then using system.collections.generic semicolon is the library at Bradwell. Using Unity engine semicolon could be the Liberty County, like the actual public school library. Okay, within those libraries, there's lots of different books. So those books are your coding languages that like the actual scripts, or and this is the thing, it doesn't make sense right now, but your variables, your methods, your expressions, those come from those libraries. So it's like you're saying that I'm going to use this book from this library, or I'm going to use these books from these libraries, and these are the three libraries I'm checking them out from. Okay. Public class is really just defining the script, okay, because I called the script move racket. Okay, so that allows it to know that. These two / marks, these are comments that will basically, the default is show up gray, and that lets you know that these are notes that have nothing to do, they have something to do with the script, because you're just notating for yourself, like, oh, I'm using this for initialization. This initialization means it's starting. Void means that there is no return value from the script, because normally when you start coding, you want it to do something and return something back. because you're moving a mouse, something's hitting or something, you know, there's something that's supposed to happen because of this. Okay, void just means there's no return value, you're just starting the game. The parentheses are called invocation parentheses. Whatever you put in there, you want it to do that, okay? The squiggly brackets are generally like what your code is returning, like what is your code specifying certain values. And I know it doesn't make sense right now, but later on you're going to see it again. Okay, so then when we go to / update is called once per frame. Okay, so void, once again, not returning a value, and update is just saying, I want whatever is in this area here to 60 times per second. Okay, it's going to repeat itself, that line of code, because when you're doing video games and you are expecting a response, whether it's toggling a button, you know, pushing a joystick or whatever, you know, you want that reaction time to be very quick. So it's got to go through, are these things happening in this code within that 60 times? It's going so quickly so that when you go to the actual game, the reaction time from when you push a button or whatever, you're moving that joystick, you're getting that game object, it's going to seem almost like there's no delay because it's running that. It's saying, okay, are these things happening within that 60 times per second? So it's very fast. Okay, so always remember, it's like it's picking up that speed time, 60 seconds. Okay, 60 times it's running that code over again in 1 second of time. Okay, all right, so squiggly brackets are to in the other directions, closes off the code. It always needs like these